Welcome to our EDF3025 presentation. This is what we'll be exploring today. We've decided to create a storybook that explores the life cycle of frogs and the influence of human activity on their survival. Our goal with this teaching resource is to help students to have a deeper understanding on how their actions, done purposely or not intentionally, can harm or help these frogs in their natural habitat. We also want to encourage them to use their imagination to realise these things. This particular area is important because amphibians are often an indicator of whether or not the environment is clean. Because there is a lack of knowledge about why amphibians and reptiles are endangered, we've decided to choose frogs as an example and teach the students about the importance of preserving their habitats and actions done by humans.
Whilst planning our resource, we imagined the school being near a local creek. Our target age group is grade 3, and the issue of habitat loss and human activity links to the curriculum of different living things have different life cycles and depend on each other and the environment to survive. This is part of the cross-curriculum priority of learning about sustainability. The students are taught the life cycle of frogs and how they depend on the environment to survive. It also shows how actions for a more sustainable future reflect values of care, respect, and responsibility, and require us to explore and understand environments.
So, firstly, the teacher reads the book aloud to the class. So here's a description on what the teacher could do. And then she or he takes them on a nature walk. During the walk, the teacher could ask some prompting questions in a casual conversation. Students will be assessed on their verbal contributions. When returned to the classroom, students can journal down their thoughts and something they have learned in the session.
This story is about a girl named Lydia who learns about the importance of preserving habitat of animals through frogs.
Lydia is enjoying her school holiday. When she isn't playing by the creek, Lydia spends lots of time doing activities with her family. On Monday, Lydia and her mum plant some vegetables in the back garden. They use fertilizer so that the plants have lots of food and nutrients. It rains that evening, watering the plants. As Lydia does some research, she realises that a lot of the things she's been doing in the holidays have actually been really bad for the tadpole's home. Lydia really wants the creek to be a safe home for the frogs and their babies, so she makes a plan to improve. Freddie's brothers and sisters are all grown up now, and they live happily in the creek. So, this is the school lake. Can anyone think of where the frogs might live?
Near the water?
Yeah, why do you think they live near the water? Do you remember from the book?
So they can drink from the water, goes through the skin.
And do you think there's some ways that the water, the things that we do, might affect the frog safety and their homes?
I remember from the book it was the fertilizer.
Yeah, well, what about the fertilizer? Do you remember?
No.
What happens when the frogs are in the water? What happens with their bodies? Do you remember how they get their nutrients?
No.
It comes through their skin.
Oh.
Can anyone think of some other ways that the things that we do might impact on the safety of the frogs' environment here and their home?
There's a bottle there.
Oh, do you think that's
the rubbish in the pond?
do you think that's supposed to be there?
No.
What effect do you think rubbish can have on frogs? Why do you think that's bad for them?
Because they could swim into it.
Yeah, they could swim into it. And what did we talk about just before about their bodies?
Those chemicals could get into their skin.
Yeah, like if there's yucky stuff on the bottle or something, right? Yeah. What do you think are some ways that we can be making this a safe place for frogs?
Think of rubbish releasing it.
Yeah, exactly. What else?
Lydia made compost instead of using fertilizer.
Yeah.
Here are two examples of student journal responses. One is digital and one is pen and paper. This allows students to choose their preference.
This lesson should help students reach these learning outcomes linked to 3 curriculum points. Students are able to demonstrate their understanding of frogs' habitats and ways that are harming them, and ways they can protect them both verbally and through their journals, to demonstrate that they have understood the learning outcome. So here's a rubric that teachers can use.
And we've also thought about some alternative ways that this resource could be used. Firstly, students could investigate different frogs that live in their local environment, in their local creeks and things, after reading the book. Secondly, this could be a point from which students could learn about the life cycles of other animals that are not frogs.